Thanks, Chappie. Might flick off my face to the first slide. Thanks, guys. Look, it's great to see so many of you here again this year. My comments today, as Rob outlined, will be very much focused on the now rather than the past and looking forward into 2019. I think Pikey and Rob have spoken enough probably about the positive state of the footy department. It's been a really strong pre-season period, and it's good that we get to play some pretty serious footy this weekend and next week down in Canberra as well. But with regards to football, one of the things that Rob outlined is the strong state of the football club from a financial perspective, and the consequence of having an improved financial platform is our ability to invest at the strongest level back into the football department. This means into our staff, into our facilities, into our equipment, our program, at the full extent of the football cap, which means our football cap as well as our players, the amount that we can spend on our players for both our AFL and our AFLW programs. And I can let you know that obviously that happened in 2018, but it will happen again in 2019, which is a great position for the club to be in. Like every year, I think between recontracting, the trade period, our draft periods, our list management team's going to be really busy, again, trying to make it work for everyone, trying to make it fit for everyone. But I think we're really well positioned to continue to improve the strength of our list between now and the end of the year. With respect to our commercial program, following back-to-back really strong years, we're forecasting another year of positive results in what is a challenging environment. As Rob mentioned, we were thrilled to announce the extension of Toyota as our major partner for a further 4 years, and then our contracted out to 2023 as our major partner, and then the following day to then announce that Optus had also signed on for 4 years out to 2022. So our sponsorship portfolio is very strong. We're thankful for the support that these organisations provide to us, and we're now working really hard to invest back into ensuring that they gain exponential value in return. I certainly stand here today really confident that we're going to meet what is a pretty aggressive sponsorship budget in 2019. Also really pleased to say that our game day hospitality sales have also been really strong, again thanks to the engagement of particularly the South Australian business community. It's a great event here at Adelaide Oval. We actually utilise this room as well, and the demand for Crows hospitality is exceptional. It's amongst the most significant in the AFL. That hasn't changed from 2018 to 2019 with the take-up well ahead of schedule and most of our season product already secured. We will continue to focus on diversifying our commercial opportunities. We've spoken about that through 2018. That will continue in 2019. As Rob mentioned, last year we did acquire a baseball team. With regards to baseballs, we've only had them, I think, on our books for 8 months or so, so it was a pretty short runway into the inaugural season, the inaugural Adelaide Bite season, but we're really pleased with the impact we're able to make. The focus initially was on having a competitive team, improving the amenity out at the West Beach ballpark, working on some grandstands in the surrounding hospitality environment, and then obviously looking to engage more deeply with the baseball fans. So I think we were successful in all of those things, but importantly, we're starting to build out other opportunities that are related to baseball, and it's everything from the delivery of financial and business services for Baseball Australia that we'll actually be doing for them as the Adelaide Football Club, which is pretty unique in sport in Australia. There's some media production and live streaming opportunities which we did last year, and even things where we're promoting inbound training camps here in Adelaide, bringing visitation to Adelaide. So we remain really excited about the opportunity and the ability for baseball to help the club with fan development, commercial development and market development over the next few years. Our interest in esports continues. We've made another move in this space recently, where in 2019 we just recently rebranded a high school-based esports competition. It's now known as Meta, and it's delivering high school-based tournaments in every state in the country and also in New Zealand. We're running this platform in New Zealand with license arrangements struck with various game publishers. So as well as an engagement tool and a revenue driver, like our legacy esports teams and gamers, it's an asset that's owned by the club that could be sold or part sold down the track or in the future. So again, we're really excited by its potential in a sector that continues to grow at a rapid rate globally. Overall, commercial, we've had 4 I think, really solid year's performance, but pleasingly, we're significantly advanced in terms of the timing, which has been a really clear goal for us, to bring everything forward as much as we possibly can. That's reflective of the amazing support that exists for the club. I think the quality of the products and packages that we're offering, and the way in which, you know, we've got great staff at the football club who are taking those products to market. Again, it gives us a really strong platform to explore further opportunities, which remains a part of our agenda, and you'll hear more about those, I'm sure, over the next 12 months. The end result, from a fan's perspective, is confidence that your football club is stable and able to continue to invest in the ways necessary to give us every chance of success on field and in our engagement back with our members and fans. We look at membership and match day. We do talk about our fans, and look, the Adelaide fan base is exceptional. As Rob said, it's not just our opinion, it's actually based on national research that ranks it as amongst the largest in Australian sport and amongst the most avid or passionate. And it's also reflected in the scale of our membership base, which does continue to grow. You know, that is a result. We actually only found out last week that we had the highest renewal rate in the AFL for 2019 up until January, so it does give us the confidence to underpin a number of long-term decisions that we need to make, knowing that that support is there into the future. We're going to remain committed to developing a deeper relationship with as many of those 700,000 plus fans as possible, so that focus on the We Fly as One membership, or a digital membership as a growth vehicle, is going to continue. You're going to hear us continue to talk about it, because for the majority of these fans, the traditional membership either doesn't work or they can't access seats, probably because a lot of the people here have them and you're not giving them up. But they do follow their team passionately. They buy tickets to games. On the multiple, they're far more likely to buy tickets to games than fans who aren't We Fly as One members. They buy merchandise. Again, far more likely to buy merchandise. This is all based on our interaction with them, the non-We Fly as One members. They engage deeply in our digital platforms, and through the interaction we have with them, we learn more about them. That in turn helps us drive better fan engagement initiatives, as well as underpinning our commercial offerings. So it works for us. And in the medium term, I think the AFL's data capability will see them better positioned to recognise that many types of these members actually do invest more financially into it, the club that they support, than some ticketed members. And they will recognise them, but we're not going to wait for that to occur. We're just going to chart our own course. The fixture for 2019, I think we're all aware of what it looks like. It's a pretty good one once again. It's always great when it's released. It's one of the most exciting parts of the year, both for us and I think our fans. We play big teams here this year. Collingwood, Hawthorn, Geelong, Richmond, Essendon, West Coast. We play across Thursday, Friday and Saturday nights. We've got Saturday afternoons, Sunday afternoons as well. So we've got, I think, good time slots. No one slot appeals to all people, but I think there's enough variety to appeal to most. So I think off the back of our membership and that fixture, we expect that our attendances will continue to average in the mid to high 40,000s. I expect that a large number of our games will be sold out. I think last year we had 8 of our 11 games were effectively sold out. Either completely sold out or less than 1,000 tickets available. It certainly adds to the match day atmosphere, and I can promise you our events team are working on ensuring that it remains a really good day out when you come and watch the footy. A bit of the downside of the fixture is for our Victorian-based members. We don't have as much access to the MCG, or in fact the Etihad, as we have in previous years, and the AFL have acknowledged that we were stung this year, and they've made a commitment to improve upon this in 2020, and we'll hold them to that. Our media and digital platform is going to remain a really important focus. By most metrics, it is viewed as one of the strongest of all Australian sporting clubs. We've worked hard to really build capability and engagement. We're going to look to do more of that in 2019. I think we know our social channels, things like Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, have a really strong following, but as fans' desires and expectations evolve around how they want to consume content, we're going to work hard to change with that, or in fact lead that change where we possibly can. An example of this is certainly in the video consumption space. So we've continued to try and build capability in that, invest in resources at the football club. In 2018, we launched our second TV show, Footy Plus, which, like The Crow Show, is aired on Channel 7. That's going to continue in 2029, both of those TV shows. They regularly win their time slot. They've got a really passionate, consistent following. In 2018, we live streamed a series of professional baseball games, and that will continue. And just last weekend, we internally produced through AFC Media a 5-camera shoot live stream of our under-23 match versus Port Adelaide. Again, we're going to continue to expand this type of offering through the year in a way which will benefit our fans. I should also make it clear that none of that means that we won't continue to engage with traditional media and both the very traditional and the emerging outlets. And across the AFL, we provide as many interviews as any other club, and that's going to continue in 2019, and we will work really hard to provide them with the good content that they want and desire. And last but not certainly not least, I want to speak a little bit about our community programs, and we want to continue to build the levels of engagement across all of those programs to surpass the 80,000 kids who were involved in 2018. Growing with Gratitude is now 4 to 5 years old, and our community team will work with over 50,000 young children in 2019, teaching skills to promote gratitude and mindfulness to help them overcome adversity and some of the challenges that they face. The promotion of women's football is going to remain obviously a key focus, not just through AFLW, but through the expanding the delivery of engagement and pathway programs for the next generation of Erin Phillipses and Chelsea Randalls. The participation growth is amazing at all levels. We actually saw that just during the week with some participation results that were released by the AFL, from schools to clubs to SANFL, and obviously with the AFL clubs. I think we're all working together to try and cater for that demand. We expect that we'll work with over 10,000 girls, either through our Crows Cup or other female in-footy programs in 2019. Over the last 2 years, we've also expanded our focus to better cater for the changing face of the community in which we operate. Again, really important. We've got dedicated staff engaging with multicultural communities and expanding in the way in which we work with them. Some of this is done through the Next Generation Academies, which you may have heard a little bit about, which they've got a focus to increase the attraction and the retention and the development of talented players who may not otherwise have found their way through the AFL system, or who were underrepresented rather in the AFL comparative to the population, and that work will continue. Andrew McLeod and his wife Rachel will continue to support the development and education of Indigenous youth through the programs they run for the club. Our Reconciliation Action Plan is into year 2. We launched that last year, and that'll run under the direction of the club's Indigenous Liaison Officer Jeremy Johncock, who was appointed last year and is doing an exceptional job for the footy club. And in 2019, we'll also establish the Crows STEM Footy program on behalf of the Children's Foundation. The Crows Children's Foundation, as the name suggests, STEM Footy is designed to encourage more students to engage in science and technology and engineering and mathematics. We piloted this in October 2018 and look forward to developing it further in this year, following the secondment of a senior staff member actually from the University of South Australia, who commenced work with us a couple of months ago. And I also wanted to mention the Crows Children's Foundation more specifically. We're really proud of the work that they do. They've got significant aspirations to grow further in 2019 to support their charter to raise and distribute funds for children in need right across Australia, but particularly South Australia, through health and education and welfare programs. They do positively impact the lives of many, many people, and we're going to actively support them in every possible way that we can. So I know it's a bit to cover, and it's not an exhaustive summary, but I really wanted to give you a flavour of what's on our plate in 2019, and also the strong position that the club has put itself in. So thank you for your support. We do genuinely appreciate it and look forward to good results from our AFLW team over the next few weeks. Hopefully a return to finals there, and certainly a successful AFL season commencing on the 23rd of March here against the Hawks. Thank you.